Happy Tuesday, everyone. I'm Granger Beaton. Welcome back for Tech Tuesday. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. I know I ate very well. Hope you did too. What you might know about Blast is we've recently updated our app. We've also been out on the road. Last few weeks we did certification classes in upstate New York at the Turning Stone Resort. We were in Florida at the Proponent Summit with our friends from the Golf Channel Academy. We also did a certification class at the Mike Bender Golf Academy in Orlando, Florida. We're actually about to do another class in the next couple weeks here at our lab in Carlsbad for coaches. So if you're a coach, definitely check out our certifications on our website. But for today's Tech Tuesday, I'm going to give you a quick tour of the new app, all the features and buttons. And then the next few weeks, we're going to do a deep dive into each feature, each button. Feel free to send in any questions as we're going, and I'd be happy to answer them. All right, so let's get started. So I have the app projected through the TV, through my HDMI cable. So if you're a coach, you have an indoor studio, highly recommend you project to a big screen. It's just a better experience. So the first thing you'll notice about the new app is it's mostly in portrait, meaning when you hold your phone up vertically, just in the palm of your hand, that's portrait. Landscape is when you hold the phone sideways. So for the most part, our app's in portrait now, but you'll notice some features, they work in landscape as well. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of the app, and we're going to go from left to right and top to bottom. So the first thing we'll go to is the menu. So in the top left corner, those three bars, that kind of hamburger menu, is the menu. And the first thing you'll see is your mugshot, or my mugshot. So if you tap on the mugshot, where you can enter your own picture, this is where you can enter all the information about yourself. So your personal information, your handicap, which will come into play with the goals. You can also, if you're a coach, you can enter what type of services you offer. Account, that's all your app information. And then Blast Connect, that's where you log into Blast Connect. So for the new app, we've done a much better job of integrating Blast Connect, the sensor app, to Blast Connect, that whole 360-degree solution. We've made that much more seamless. So back in the menu, you'll also notice I have my sensors. And notice it's plural, sensors. So now you have the ability to connect to multiple sensors, which is a new feature with a new app. In My Clubs, that's where you can add a new club. Here, I'll just tap on My Clubs so you can see. And I like to give each new club a nickname. So here I have Granger Speed, Antoine Timing Baseline, whatever it is. I like to get very specific when creating nicknames for new clubs. And then if I tap this green plus icon, I can now add a set of default quick start clubs. So if I'm in a hurry and I just want to quickly switch to a 7-iron, I can do that. The app creates them automatically for me. Or I can tap add a new club and add a custom club. To switch clubs, we'll tap set active in the top right corner. And then tap in the green circle to the right of the club we want to connect to. So let's pretend my student Antoine's coming in for a lesson. I'll tap the green circle. It's highlighted. I tap done, exit out, and now I'm connected to Antoine. So that's what My Clubs is all about. Connections. So if you're a coach and you have Blast Connect, now you can see all your students that have Blast Connect appear in your list of players, or you can even create custom rosters. In the next few weeks, we're going to talk about coach mode. So you'll be able to connect to your student's sensor, capture data, and then send it directly to their Blast Connect account. It's very powerful. So then we also have settings. So now in the new app, instead of having to manually upload every video you take, you can flip a switch and they get sent to Blast Connect automatically. Very powerful feature. And then finally, we have our help and tips. So in there we have frequently asked questions, app overviews, short little videos. You can even send an email to our support team, or even you can call Granger. My phone number is in there. So let's tap the right side of the screen to get back to the app. So then continuing on our tour, top to bottom, left to right, we're now taken to the progress tabs, which is this bar graph. So here I can see my progress over time, my low, high, and average for each metric in relation to my goal. So when you create a new account, you can create a custom goal. And let me just show you quickly how to change it. So I'll tap on goal. I'll change my handicap. So let's see, my post-Thanksgiving turkey stuffing everything. Let's add a few shots to my handicap. So let's say I'm 6 to 10. And now I have a new goal. So now I can see my performance in relation to a goal. So then I tap update goal. So I'm not doing so bad. Now I have my new goal. If I want to see a different metric, I just swipe in the middle of the screen, and now I see my forward stroke time, total stroke time, whatever my order of metrics is, that's how this will appear. Then below the progress, I have where it says strokes. That's kind of my history. I can see how many strokes I've taken, how many videos I've taken, how many clubs I've used, how long I've been practicing. So a really fun way to see how long you've really been practicing and quickly find your data. Below the history, we can tap on sessions. So sessions is a really fun feature of the new app. I'll get into that in a little bit. And then below sessions, we have player reports. So that's a direct link to Blast Connect. So if I'm a coach, I can see all my students and how they're doing, no matter if they're practicing on the other side of the world. I can always keep an eye on them. So that's the progress tab. Then the button to the right, the little clipboard, that's the training center. So within the training center, we have short little videos, and I can pick whether I want to learn more about full swing or putting. I'll pick putting. And I'll see drills, tips from the pros like Brad Faxon, and I can see metric definitions and explanations. I'll quickly tap on metric definitions and explanations. So here I can see for every metric we have short little videos telling you what is the metric, why is it important, what should it be, how do I improve. So phenomenal resource for you and your students. Next, we have the camera. So I'll tap the green camera. And I'll pull up the camera feature. And I can see, and now I can tap the grid, and now I have a grid to help me aim. You see that? I can also tap at the top to quickly change the club or the student. I can also take a selfie. Say hi, Kyle. And then to record, I just tap the gray circle, hit however many shots I want to hit the red circle, and then we cut it into each swing into automatic highlights automatically. Very powerful. Next, the bottom at the lower right, the tile button, that's what we call the dashboard. So the dashboard's a very powerful tool. This is where when you're connected to the sensor and you're hitting putts, I heard the connection tone. I'll hit a putt just to show you. Okay, I'm connected. I'm blocking the signal. Okay, so I'm going to hit a putt. I hear the ding. I see the green bar now.
0.58.
And I see my number. So now, again, I mentioned goals a little. So now I can see how I do in relation to my goal, putt by putt. You'll also notice on this screen is we've come up with a concept of levels. So instead of saying, here's 12 metrics, best of luck, we've learned a lot from working with over 200 of the best players in the world, their coaches, and studying the science, that it's really important to first master your time, then graduate to speed, ultimately graduate to direction. So we've created this guided journey of levels to help you through that process. So on that, level 1 is backstroke time consistency. Just focus on repeating your backstroke time. Once you can repeat your backstroke time within a couple hundredths, then forward stroke time, and so on. But we'll get to the levels at a later date. So if I tap where it says levels, this is where I can also choose to switch levels. I can also scroll down and choose, if I'm a coach, say, and I want to see everything, I'll tap 6 up. I want to see 6 metrics at a time. If I tap metric order, I can tap on these parallel lines, tap and hold on a metric name, and then I can drag it to rearrange the order the metrics appear in my app. So I know a couple people have called in saying the app only reads backstroke time. Well, actually, if you'd like to change that, change the metric layout first, because on the levels metrics, you can't change the order. We have those set. So pick 1, 2, 3, or 4 up. Then pick metric order and rearrange the metrics. So if I want to work on, let's say, speed, I'm going to tap and hold that, drag it to the top of my list. So then the entire app will mirror this order. And you'll notice now my dashboard has a totally different view. And if I have a goal for a particular metric, I can see whether I'm in range. So green's good, yellow's okay, red needs work. Fun way to practice. I also mentioned sessions. So there I can tap Start Session. I can give the session a unique nickname. I can call this Kyle Baseline Timing, whatever it is. And then tap Start Session. I'll tap Stop Session when I'm done, and I get an instant report, which is back on the progress screen. Again, we'll get there at a later date. And then finally, in the lower right corner, we have the play button. That's the video library. So now, instead of having to scroll through hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shots to find your videos, we made it really easy for you. If you take a video with a sensor, it appears in your video library. It's that easy. One of my favorite things to do with the video library is to compare 2 videos. So to do that, I just tap the check mark at the top right corner. And then I'll pick 2 videos. So I just tap on the tile, and I get that green check mark. And then I'll tap Compare when I have 2 selected. The app will sync them automatically. And now I can see not only 2 videos side by side, they're also synced. And I can see side by side how different they are. So you think timing is important? So really fun way to compare 2 videos side by side. And we have all the metrics for you. So that's a little quick tour of the new app. I hope you enjoyed it and learned a few things. Make sure, if you haven't updated the new app already, go to the iOS App Store. It's just an app update. So update the app, play around with it the next few days, and come back next Tuesday where we'll talk about a new topic. So send in your topics. Happy to answer any questions. Thanks, everybody.